Hey guys, it's PokeProf. I'm doing a bit of different thing with LOL this time around instead of my normal just record while I'm playing League of Legends. And in this case, I'm using the LOL replay system to record a short little Dominion match to just go to show that you should never give up in Dominion. You should never ever give up. And trust me, at this point, I honestly really felt like giving up. I felt like our team just couldn't defend, couldn't hold our points correctly, me myself included, and just lost the game for us. So this just goes to show how things will turn out. Now, as you can see, we've got a rather decent team set up. We've got, Gameplank, who's fantastic on this map. Twisted Fate 2 Global to really help. We got Shaco, who goes AP. Shaco just really powerful on this map. Olaf, I haven't seen on this map too much, so I can't say how good he is. And I was really just trying Cho'Gath out for the first time, so yeah, I'm kind of terrible on this map. Especially since I go a rather odd build just because I was wanting to try something new. And I was just having so much mana issues on this map, and even with the extra mana regen from the Crystal Scar aura, that's kind of saying something. We're up against an Udyr, a Yorick, a Kassadin, a Poppy, and a Gameplank. And as you'll see shortly, Kassadin tends to be rather very powerful on this map. Either he's just a really good Kassadin, which I could attribute to, or it's just the fact that Kassadin's able to get his burst up, which is what he's known for, a lot quicker than he normally is. Overall, what I actually find the most interesting is the amount of AP champions we have in this particular map. We've got myself, Shaco, and Twisted Fate, who actually goes AP, and then Poppy and Kassadin on the other side. Usually, when I see most Dominion matches, it's a pure AP fest. Now, actually, one thing I found interesting when I booted up replay is apparently with this newest setup, apparently as long as they're within a visible sight, their health is actually shown perfectly, which I found kind of interesting. Anytime they go in here, though, it's not exactly reflected correctly, but for the most part, it seems to work right. Now, at this point, you kind of think we would win the team fight, but our group just takes too much damage, and that Kassadin is able to survive, just barely. I think it was because Shaco went AP that he was able to survive because of his passive. But, you never know. Oh, just to tell you, we're going to be ignoring me most of the game simply because, for the most part, I'm really just farming down here on bottom. Really. Me and Yorick are just kind of like stalemating each other. He does some damage, I do some damage, but we can both heal up more than we can kill the other. Now, this is what pretty much the Kassadin does all game, is that he gets away with barely any health and is able to kill our team with the help of his allies. The only thing I find really interesting other than just how well Kassadin is how good I've just seen Udyr be lately. Udyr just seems to be a champ that's been nigh unstoppable, and almost every game I've been in against an Udyr within the past several months has usually ended in my loss when it comes to me being against him. I've yet to actually have a game with an Udyr in a long time. Now, considering all these different slows and the amount of champions coming after us, I do not escape. I don't think even Shaco escapes. No, he gets away with just a little health, or if he stays around too long, he's going to get killed because there's 3 champions down here, and he's only one little Shaco. He's meant for backcapping, not exactly for defending, although his boxes can defend quite well. Twisted Fate here, I think, did his ult to go and try and backcap. I think he gets caught out by Poppy here. Oh, no, Poppy's already over here trying to backcap. I think this is the one where he actually gets the point. Which is actually good, because with Udyr and Gameplank on that point up top, it's near impossible for anyone to really get in there. The only one who has ranged abilities like Twisted Fate here isn't much for sustained damage since he went AP. And this ends up really making it hard to go and siege a point, especially when everyone else is melee like myself, Shaco, and Olaf. Or just doesn't have the damage. In this case it would be Shaco and myself. We just don't have that much upfront damage to really force someone off the point. I think yep, we actually get York there with some help from Gangplank. We try to grab the point, but the moment we see Poppy and Udyr, we run in. I think I get stunned, followed by an exhaust. Yeah, there's the exhaust, and I'm just done for. There's no way I can get out of there. I try my best. I actually try to turn around and ult Udyr here, but the amount of damage coming my way is just too much. Gangplank was able to pick up the kill though, but that's not enough for him to get away from Poppy. Shaco tried to come and backcap that, but it was a little too late, especially with Udyr coming around. Udyr, excuse me, Kassadin, and I honestly don't understand why he went in at that low health. He's seen Kassadin burst so far with only a catalyst, and that alone should have told him not to go up against Kassadin at that low health. See. Yeah, Olaf here. Olaf is really shown himself to be a good guy, but the problem is I think he used up his ult a little too earlier in the fight, which lets him be completely useless against those two who just are able to slow and stun and silence him so hard. Actually, that's one thing I've been told from a friend of mine who plays Olaf quite regularly, that apparently Olaf players cannot use their ultimate when they are under CC, which is kind of different from what it be from most champions like Tryndamere, and who else has Tryndamere, and I'm sure at least one other champion who I cannot recall at the moment has an ability of using their ult even when they're suppressed or stunned or whatever. And Olaf is among the only champions that who isn't, especially if he's like suppressed or stunned. Let's see. Going back down here, we see Shaco really wanting to take that point and ends up just getting surrounded both by Udyr, stun, and then at least my team, the rest of my team is there to help, but that's the one problem I've always had with Udyr, and just one thing I'm really wanting to know, just how is it possible to really fight Udyr, especially if he's being fed or he got a lot of strong farm. He just does a lot of damage, has that on-call stun whenever he wants, and I'm just watching my team here die point after point after point. Twisted Fate tries to fight him, but that Kassadin, especially when he has that magic resist aura, that Kassadin is just too good. Let's see, over here now, we actually got 3 points, which is I think the first time we actually ever in this entire game have held 3 points for any length of time, and overall it just seems that we can't hold it. The enemy team just has too much burst, too much damage against us. Excuse me. Matter of fact, it got to the point where even though our point was being captured up here, nearly everyone was down here trying to capture this point. And I think even after this, it's like we all try to go after the enemy, and I think Poppy is able to murder us all. Yeah, there goes Gangplank. I think I fall here shortly. I try to come in and ult her or something, and I think Olaf dies here too. Oh, nope. Let's see. Also, one thing I would like to make small note of, even if kills don't matter as much on Dominion as they do in Summoner's Rift, kills still matter. Kills will still end up screwing your team in the end, partly because you have less people to defend them, your points, and you also have to deal with the fact that you are giving some amount of gold to Kassadin, or to any champion who gets a lot of kills. It doesn't matter if they're you know, if it really just doesn't matter if they actually have, um, you know, bad farm or what. Not bad farm, but it doesn't matter how bad they scale or whatever. If they're able to get kills, they're getting, believe it or not, experience, and they're getting money that makes them just have more power than you at the end. As you can see here, I've actually finally decided to stop staying bottom because I just see it's not working for our group. As you can see, I'm a relatively small Cho'Gath simply because of the fact that I'm just unable to keep my stacks up. That's one thing I've actually heard they're looking into for Cho'Gath on this map, because the problem with this map is that you just die so readily that you're unable to do anything. And actually, one reason I had gone in there, which ended up being my death, is I had saw Gameplank down, and I thought that maybe alongside with Gameplank we could probably take Cass and we could probably take, you know, whoever else was up there at the time. Ended up not going that way because Gameplank had gone down to attack, I think, Udyr. And essentially I was just left alone. And while I was able to tank the enemy... Yep, there goes Udyr. I try my best to defend this tower. I think I killed Poppy right here. Yeah, she was much low health and I was doing a bit more damage than she would have liked, so... It's one of my favorite kills simply because they able to get her in the brush, and usually you get juked in the brush, so... No, York went up there somewhere. I think he's going to try and back cap, in which I pull back to protect our cap. Yeah, at this point we actually have 3 caps, and I'm surprised. Oh, nope, there's York. And at least our Shaco's able to get away now. This team just really... It's a really bad setup against Shaco, simply because, as my team points out here in this replay, it's like, don't overextend unless you're Shaco and able to get away. Nearly everyone on their team has a stun or a slow or some way to prevent Shaco from actually getting away relatively easy. This makes it very, very hard for Shaco to say, you know, get around the map, cap a point, and get out of there before anyone can hurt him, because they're just able to smack him around and hold him down long enough for him to not be of any use. Now it's back with us bot, me bot here, while the rest of my team is up here fighting, and as you can see, this is why I honestly felt like at which point we were going to start to lose, because my team just starts dropping like flies. Admittedly, they were able to take down 2, but considering the fact that in the end we still lost that team fight, just ends up not being all that useful to us. I think maybe as Cho'Gath I could have helped a bit, but I was really wanting to try to get up that quest, and as I point out, they were trying to ping the top tower, say try to go get it, try to go save it. It's like, I'm Cho'Gath, I'm big, I'm slow, I do a lot of damage. Yep, there goes Udyr. I try my best to defend this tower. I think I killed Poppy right here. Yeah, she was much low health and I was doing a bit more damage than she would have liked, so... It's one of my favorite kills simply because they able to get her in the brush, and usually you get juked in the brush, so... No, York went up there somewhere. I think he's going to try and back cap, in which I pull back to protect our cap. Yeah, at this point we actually have 3 caps, and I'm surprised. Oh, nope, there's York. And at least our Shaco's able to get away now. This team just really... It's a really bad setup against Shaco, simply because, as my team points out here in this replay, it's like, don't overextend unless you're Shaco and able to get away. Nearly everyone on their team has a stun or a slow or some way to prevent Shaco from actually getting away relatively easy. This makes it very, very hard for Shaco to say, you know, get around the map, cap a point, and get out of there before anyone can hurt him, because they're just able to smack him around and hold him down long enough for him to not be of any use. Now it's back with us bot, me bot here, while the rest of my team is up here fighting, and as you can see, this is why I honestly felt like at which point we were going to start to lose because my team just starts dropping like flies. Admittedly, they were able to take down 2, but considering the fact that in the end we still lost that team fight, just ends up not being all that useful to us. I think maybe as Cho'Gath I could have helped a bit, but I was really wanting to try to get up that quest, and as I point out, they were trying to ping the top tower, say try to go get it, try to go save it. It's like, I'm Cho'Gath, I'm big, I'm slow, I do a lot of damage, and I can take a lot of damage, but running up from bot to top, not gonna happen, especially on Dominion. And I just got caught out there. I saw Poppy, I saw York, I thought I could possibly do a rupture to try to knock them up and then run, but they were just too fast for me. I tried to think I could juke them and ended up just dying for my cause. And pumped down back to 1 feast. I really, really can't wait for them to do something about the feasts for Cho'Gath, because trying to keep them up, especially if you're a bad Cho'Gath like I am, just really doesn't help you in Dominion, simply because you just die so often, so much in Dominion. Poor Gameplay's getting caught out. And there goes Twisted Fate. That Kassadin's just so much damage. He's really tanky now too, because he's got the Glacier Soud. He has a null magic mantle. I think he's building a Lichbane possibly. Don't know. But he also's got maximum cooldown reduction from just everything. Just unable to keep up with him. Shaco gets caught out here. He almost capped that point, which was really kind of sad. York's finding now that with his minimal build compared to my build, yes, even including the really bad Nashor's Tooth, I'm just able to do so much more damage than him and able to fight him back. It's actually one thing I found to be really interesting on Dominion is the fact that... Oh! Flash for the kill. That's one thing I found on Dominion is that builds that normally wouldn't work, say like attack speed Swain, have at least some viability on Dominion simply because of the fixed rate of which golden items come to you. So even if the build would normally be really bad, the actual usability of said build can really help you out. And as we see here, Udyr just continues to pound our faces in. And even with me ulting him and everything, I'm unable to do anything because York ults him, and then Poppy comes from the behind to do anything. As I pointed here, there's only so much I can do to defend. It's like my team's just constantly dying all over the place. I mean, I'm not doing so hot myself, but Gameplank's got 13 deaths, Twisted Fate's got 11 deaths. Make that 12. It's like, you know, I can understand me dying a bit because I'm meant to be a tanky character, or I'm meant to be, you know, the focused. Even if I don't have all that much in way of tanky items, other than my Rod of Ages, I'm still meant to be a relatively tanky character. I'm pushing almost, I'm pushing 25k HP. Here comes Udyr to just really ruin my day. He just ends up raping me. I mean, in the end, I can see the item. I see the items. I see why he has that power, but I'm just not expecting it. I'm not expecting him to hit me that hard, that fast, and just seeing him melt my health. You know, I'm surprised that Twisted Fate was able to live through that, considering all that damage. Yeah, it looks like Kassadin's building that Lichbane, and he's just melting our faces one by one. And our team, as you can see, just with the way that fights keep on heading out, I'm like, this game, I honestly think it's just a lost game. No matter what we're doing, we're getting kicked out at every point and losing everything we try to gain. Really, I'm just like, what else can we do? It's like we're getting ganked from the left, we're getting chomped on the right. You know, Poppy's there always, Gameplank's there always. You know, Poppy's able to distract them long enough to them to capture the point. It's just the amount of damage and the amount of and just the choices our team were making, myself included, is really just harming our overall play. There I go again. The amount of people on bot just murdering us. And there's a surrender vote that I actually did. I was like, it's 21. It's 21 to 179. I honestly didn't think there was any chance that we were going to be able to capture a point within what little time we had left. You know, Poppy was up there. She was getting that point back. You know, Cassidy and York were down here. They could easily spell issues with us. I honestly got to the point where it's like saying, screw it, I know I'm not going to make it, so might as well do as much damage as I can and do what I could. And this is the point. This is right here where you can't give up. I was GG, I was like, I'm ready, I'm done. And we have 2 points left. 2 points left from our Crystal going kablooey, and we were able to take back the points. Not just able to take back the points, we were able to, I think at one point, pentacap them. We have 4 capped points. I think we're going to grab a 5th one real quick, just with the how things are right here. I don't think they captured their point fast enough. Yeah, we capped them for 5 for just a little time, but that time is enough to really put a dent in their Nexus's power. And I'm just amazed at how we're coming back from this. It's like our team's just holding together. Mind you, I have really nothing to do with this. I come around and help, but that's about it. You know, it's like Twisted Fate's there, Shaco's there, Gameplank's moving about, Olaf's backing up, I'm coming as fast as I can, waddling all the way. Poppy goes down. I'm just... I'm just shocked and amazed. I was like, oh my god, are we actually going to win this? You know, all slow on health. I just was able to get a double kill. Oh, Gameplank gets caught out, but it's just amazing. We're just able to defend it so hard. Shaco tries so hard to keep that point. We had 4 points for so long. And then Twisted Fate comes in. Oh my god, it's just... It's like, I see Gameplank get caught out by Udyr. We come in, Udyr's sustain just not enough to keep him up against us. His damage may be high, but just the 2 of us together were able to murder him. It's like, here comes Poppy. She tries to come in and just no use. Me and Olaf are able to just defend that point so harshly. We see Poppy going down and Shaco comes up to protect. It's 17 points to 2. I'm like, oh my god, this is coming down to the freaking wire. Just how insane this particular match is. I see Poppy go into the bushes. I'm like, can I catch her? I decide not to and go up instead. Seeing the amount of... Oh, there's Poppy! Oh, I just know how often Poppy likes to stick around when she smacked you once or twice and decided to rupture there. And 3, 2, 1. I may have died, but I was able to get a Poppy. Oh my god. Sorry guys, just really amazing match that we had and amazing comeback. I know I didn't do the best, but I hope you guys liked this commentary. It's my first time trying, so hope you enjoy. Until next time.